Hey everyone, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2024 GMC Canyon, we're going to be checking out the etrailer.com XHD Tow Bar. A tow bar is going to be one of the 5 major components that you're going to need to flat tow your vehicle down the road. The other 4 will be your base plate, your safety cables, your tow bar wiring, and your supplemental braking system. And when it comes to choosing a tow bar, it's an important decision. You know, this is responsible for a lot of work, being the fact that it connects the front of your vehicle to the back of your coach. And this is what you're primarily going to be handling, you know, when you go to set up your flat tow, hook it up, take it apart, things like that. And so you want something that's going to pull your vehicle well and be easy to use. And with the etrailer.com tow bars, I feel like they're a good middle of the road tow bar as far as getting the must-have type features. And you get a lot of bang for your buck with these. They come with some extras and things like that. As far as how this is going to do pulling your vehicle down the road, should do a pretty good job. And I say that for a couple of different reasons. One of them being the overall length of the tow bar. It's pretty long, definitely on the longer side. And generally speaking, the more distance you have between your vehicle and your motorhome, the better. You know, it'll just help track behind the motorhome and be more responsive when it comes to making turns and going around gas pumps and things like that. And it's also going to have a really heavy weight capacity. So this is good for 10,500 pounds. So definitely up there. And I feel like because of that, how beefy it is, it should do a pretty good job of absorbing road shock from potholes and bumps. As far as hooking this up to your vehicle, just going to have a pin and clip that you can pull out, and that's how you're going to make that connection on each side. And one of the really cool things with these eTrailer tow bars is the different types of adapter ends that are available for them. The one that we have here today will work with Blue Ox base plates, Demco, Kurt base plates. If you happen to have another brand like a Roadmaster base plate or something along those lines, we offer these tow bars in a variety of combinations that'll come included with that correct adapter that you're going to need. So just about any situation you find yourself in on the type of base plate that you have on your vehicle, you'll be able to find a tow bar that'll be compatible with it. One of the things that I always recommend to people when they're trying to figure out what tow bar to get is to make sure to get one that is non-binding, which this is here. Whether you go with this one or a different one, it's something that's pretty important. And I say that because what can happen whenever you're flat towing down the road, your arms will get locked into position, and then it can be extremely difficult to disconnect once you get to where you're going, because they'll be kind of jammed up in a bind there. And if that were to happen with this tow bar, you have levers on each arm, and you would push down on those levers. That'll release the tension and make it easy to get everything unhooked. On the side of the tow bar, on one of the arms over here, there's this little rod, and what that's there for is just a cable management type system. You can see I got our electrical kind of wrapped around it. Keeps it up off the ground and kind of tight to the tow bar, which kind of brings me to my next point. If you end up going with this tow bar or one that has this type of cable management system, make sure that your electrical cable that you pick out is coiled like this one here. That way you can, you know, utilize this better. And tow bar does come with a couple of extras too. You'll get included with it safety cables, which is convenient. One less thing you're not going to have to worry about picking up separately. You know, they're the right style and capacity, things like that. In our particular situation, since we used this extra part here, this is called the high-low adapter, our cables fell a little short, and so I did have to use some extensions there, but not a huge deal. And believe it or not, something you don't really see too often, the tow bar actually has a built-in high-low adapter, meaning you know, it's going to come in the drop position. So from where you plug it into your hitch to where the center attachment point is here, it's going to be about 1 3/4 inch drop down to the ground. And just about any flat tow that I've set up, I've done a ton of them, usually require some sort of high-low adapter like this. So a lot of times having this drop already here can potentially eliminate you needing to buy a whole nother high-low adapter. Or like in our case, our neighbor already had this one here, and it was still, you know, a little on the high side. So by having this built in and utilizing what we already had, our tow bar is pretty much exactly level and should ride down the road nice and smooth. Figured I'd mention this too, in case you do decide to go with these eTrailer tow bars. Whenever you set these up, make sure that these levers here that you'd use to release the tension, you know, if you're in a bind, make sure that those are set up like how we have them here today, to where they're on the inside of the arms. And I say that because if you do it the other way and make a super sharp turn or something like that, you could potentially damage these little tabs here. They're just not designed to, you know, allow that much movement in it when you would have the arms crisscrossed, if that makes sense. So just get in the habit of setting it up just like how we have here with those levers on the inside. You won't have anything to worry about. Whenever you're not hooked up flat towing, you can store the tow bar in the back of your coach, either temporarily or permanently. And you can do it to where you have both arms on either side, like that. Or you can store it like this too. So let's say if I was out for the weekend or something and was planning on hooking back up, you know, a couple days or whatever, I'd probably do it like this. Just makes things a little bit easier. I do always like to recommend though, if you do plan on keeping this back here, especially permanently, it's always a good idea to pick up a locking hitch pin. That way you can secure it to your motorhome's hitch, as well as a bag or a cover. That way you can just put it over all these components and help keep them in good shape. But other than that, at the end of the day, a great all-around tow bar. It's heavy duty and should work well in just about any situation. And that'll finish up our look at of the etrailer.com XHD Tow Bar on our 2024 GMC Canyon.